then believe it. 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 Believe it.
Welcome. Believe it.
Believe it.
Now what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to SZMOVY, and welcome to a very, very impactful build and something that is going to be a series on this channel, which has been entirely created by me, which I dub anime allegories. This is the first installment, and basically what this is that for those who don't know and for those who do know, huge anime head. My original logo is a rendition and an inspiration of Dragon Ball Z. And for those who've followed me throughout the years, like some of my first merch were like a lot of like DBZ renditions. And the reason why I'm making this series is because anime, cartoons, and a lot of fictional entertainment have some of the deepest codes and have some of the most realist codes, but a lot of times we ignore them because, oh, it's just a cartoon, or oh, it's just an anime. That's not real. But these things are actually very real, and they put it in these types of shows, movies, entertainment for a reason, to basically see if you're online, to basically see if your senses and your third eye and your mind is truly activated. Because when it is, you're gonna be like, hold up, this ain't no like show. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and get to it. But before I begin, if you want any of my notes, feel free to email me below. The Patreon should be launching here soon. Soon we will be having a Patreon community where I'll be having deeper dives. I'll be able to make more unfiltered type of content, because there's content that I want to drop, but the way YouTube is, you can't say certain like keywords, and like certain things just get blocked. So be looking out for that. Join the inner circle, and there I'm gonna have deeper protocols, deeper ways to really tap into your true sovereign self. Like I said, it's not a matter of looking for a savior, but having a mirror, having someone who is in your midst to mirror back what sovereignty should be, and just reclaiming your true essence. So let's cut out the yapping. Let's get into this very extensive download and very extensive transmission. So, believe it! Naruto was living in the end. This anime was truly like the pure definition of the law of assumption, like the pure definition of living in the end. And they put it in anime, and people just thought like, oh, yeah. What year did Naruto come out? What, 2000s? 2010s? Anyways, Naruto was living in the end. A SZMOVY original transmission. Naruto didn't say it. He became it. Okay, so every time Naruto screamed believe it, whether he was bleeding, starving, ignored, or broken, he wasn't just speaking. He was encoding his timeline, okay? When Naruto said it, he wasn't just talking. He was he was casting reality. In metaphysics, every repeated phrase becomes a subconscious loop. Thus, that very loop becomes our reality. You thought it was just a cartoon/anime. Naruto was practicing one of the most powerful spiritual laws in existence before you ever heard about the laws of assumption. Okay, so let's go on ahead and get into it, alright? So, the broken spell. Believe it wasn't a catchphrase. It was a identity declaration. In metaphysical law, repetition fused with emotion rewires your subconscious. The metaphysical truth, repetition, emotion, rewiring. Repetition alone creates familiarity. Paired that with emotion supercharges the signal. Together they override old programming in the subconscious. The mind doesn't change through logic, it changes through felt repetition. Pause. It is so critical that you realize that, because this is where 95% of people who get into the power of the subconscious mind, who get into self-empowerment, who get into wanting to reclaim their sovereignty, they think it's just logical, like they just say it on repeat. But if you don't feel it, if you don't actually embody it, none of it matters. None of it matters. You know? That's why affirmations without feeling don't work. But say it with emotion long enough, it becomes your new default. The subconscious obeys, reality bends. Naruto didn't just say, believe it, for show. He used it as a chant, a spiritual override. He amplified, he affirmed through pain, rejection, loneliness, and battle. Us, the viewer, you know what I mean? We just watch, this is pretty lit anime, like, it's interesting. But we'll laugh. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I watched Naruto for the first time when I was like a senior in high school, junior in high school, so I was still like a teenager, right? And when he said that, even at that time, I was like, man, this kid's tripping, like, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't gonna be Hokage, like, but I was unconscious at the time. I didn't know what was really going on, you feel me? So us, the viewer, may laugh or even deem it as corny, but that is where the metaphysical layer comes into play. Brushing off Naruto's believe it was the plan, but that's where the secret is hidden. That's the veil, that's the decoy, that's the programmed ignorance that keeps people locked out of power. That's why they use cartoons, they use anime, they use commercials, they use movies, they use ads like in like sporting events, and they'll literally tell you the truth, but since you think it's just entertainment, you bypass it, or no. Okay, yeah, you bypass it, and your conscious mind just throws it in the back. Like, it's like, oh, no, like, this is just cartoons, when it's really the truth, okay? Why affirming through pain, repetition, and loneliness works? Number one, emotion equals the access point. The subconscious mind, the subconscious opens most during heightened emotional states, especially pain. Number two, rejection is the identity fork. When you're rejected, your subconscious looks for meaning. Affirming that then rewires what that moment becomes: trauma or transmutation and transformation. I don't know, mine read it as transmutation, but that's the same concept, you know. Loneliness, the empty field. In isolation, your inner voice gets louder. That's the perfect time to plan new identities, codes, without outside noise. That's why I tell you guys all the time, isolation and being alone is not bad. Now, if you're doing it for your, like, I'm not saying isolation, go monk move for your whole life. I'm not saying that. But during the times and moments throughout your life where you're in isolation mode, those are the most pivotal, and to me, that's some of the most powerful moments of your life, because that's when you have zero distractions and you can really lock into your true identity without feeling the pressures or the insecurities of other people's fields leaking into your field. Pain equals the portal. Suffering softens the ego shell. And we're saying ego in a sense of the false ego, like meaning like you're nothing, like you're just John and you're just a worker and you're just this, or you're just that, you're just this, but you are the soul. You are a powerful being. Words spoken during pain bypass resistance. Like I said, our conscious mind built up this resistance to what is truly for us and accepts what's not for us. And that was years and years and years and years of programming. Being for real. And enters directly into the subconscious as commands. Words spoken during pain bypass resistance and enter directly into the subconscious as commands. Metaphysical mechanism. Affirming in hard moments creates stronger neural grooves and energetic anchors. Our mind and the neural synapses and the neural faculties are what is firing off when we feel these things, when we say these things. Okay? Because the contrast amplifies the imprint. Affirming in hard moments creates stronger neural grooves and energetic anchors because the contract amplifies the imprint. That's why when people are like, why is this happening? Why am I feeling so much resistance? Why am I feeling so much delay? That is the sign to double down. That is good because basically the old echoes are trying to infiltrate, but the more you remain there, the more you stay there, it gets imprinted even heavier because now the subconscious is like, oh, wait, okay. All right, okay. This is what he truly is or she is. That's why Naruto said, believe it when bleeding.
Believe it.
Yeah, when bleeding hit harder than saying it when praised. He imprinted his DNA with that phrase in every emotion for a reason, thus tapping directly into the quantum realm. And if you don't know, or if you're just finding out, the quantum realm, basically, for lack of better terms, everything in the quantum realm is happening right now. The quantum and Akashic realm, everything is happening right now. Time is not linear. That's why it's very imperative to decree who you are right now. It does not know yesterday. It does not know tomorrow. It just knows today. Naruto literally had nothing, no parents, no friends, no bloodline advantage, and nobody was rocking with him. Y'all seen the first season? I was like, man, bro, just in there by himself, by my lonely. Ha 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 ha. He was really on his lonely, but he had a script. This is the key takeaway. He had a script, and he kept reading it until the world bent to his will. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and let the 3D catch up. Neville Goddard, the GOAT. Naruto didn't wait for proof. He declared their future as present until the universe snapped to match him. Timeline collapsed from orphan to leader. Naruto was the village outcast within the Hidden Leaf village. He trained like he was already the chosen one. Every failure became fuel. Every "you will never be Hokage" was transmuted into "watch me." And like, timeouts, that's what it's like. It blows my mind because we're watching this show. And like, we're just passively watching, but it's like, when you really look at the subconscious mind and when you really look at metaphysics and when you really look at feeling states, he's literally showing you how it works and how it's true. Spiritual mechanics. Every declaration of believe it was a quantum instruction. A quantum instruction is a command of reality issued through focused intention, belief, and emotion, designed to collapse potential timelines into a chosen outcome. When you look up or when you research the field of possibility and how a lot of times, especially in our society, we allow a lot of unfortunate thoughts and unfortunate archetypes and basically instructions to be within our field of possibility. Since season 1, since episode 1, Naruto was saying, I will be Hokage. And he kept that. It wasn't, I might be Hokage. I might be this. It was that. So think about that. Think about that, and then think about what script or what instruction you have been giving yourself. What false instruction you were given when you were younger. Now, are you living a false script? Are you living a false instruction? Ask yourself that question. That's that aha moment. It's not a passive thought. It is a coded frequency that tells the universe, this is what's real. Align everything accordingly. His repetition plus emotional intensity locked the timeline in. The village didn't come to choose Naruto. It eventually reflected him. The world is yourself pushed out. Neville Goddard. The GOAT is true. Everything is inner. And it's merely a reflection that it's a mirror. So if you don't we're going to get there. The power of repetition plus emotion plus embodiment. Your nervous system does not know the difference between real and imagined, only felt experience. Naruto embodied I am Hokage by saying it through heartbreak, humiliation, and hope. That's subconscious reprogramming. That's belief on fire. Scientific parallel. Trauma or repetition plus emotion equals subconscious acceptance. That's why not even saying anything, but repeating an action, repeating an emotion will equate to a subconscious acceptance, to a subconscious agreement. Naruto used the same mechanics as hypnosis or spiritual affirmations, but coded it as anime. This was literally coded. I'm like, that's the crazy part, because we watching these shows as teenagers. For those when it came out, man, I was young, so nobody put me on. So, but still, being young and seeing it, it's dang. So now, I have a chance for all my viewers. Go watch some of the movies and watch some of the shows you watched as a child that didn't make sense. And when you watch it now, you're going to be like, whoa. Not to get sidetracked, but have you guys ever seen the film Ghost Dad by Bill Cosby? That show literally proved that the fourth dimension is real. That movie literally proved that souls don't automatically leave this realm after transitioning. I'm not trying to get sidetracked, but that one for me opened my eyes. So it's go back and rewatch movies that you loved, because I loved Ghost Dad, that you always came back to or were kind of confusing. And when you watch it, now you're going to be like, holy cow, I see why my soul was pulled there. Anime equals modern scripture. Here's what makes this deeper. The anime wasn't just entertainment. It was a ritual broadcasting. Naruto didn't become Hokage. He claimed it first. When he was saying nothing and aligned to his actions, emotions, and decisions to that identity, before anyone else agreed, the mirror was sacred scripture. Think about this, right? Let the weak say, I am strong. Call those things that are not as they are, as though they were. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee. Naruto did exactly that. Even when the village hated him, even when he was powerless, even when he cried alone with no parents and no guidance, he declared, I am going to be Hokage. Believe it! When I think about that now, I'm like, dang, man. It's you, man, this dude tweaking. Bro, really think about that. Really think about that. But we take it as it's cartoon, it's not real. What is real? What is true? If everything we're experiencing in this life is an imagined thought and then is in our imagination, why are we doubting stuff like this? Why are we still living so powerless? Feel me? He declared, yeah, that's universal law. So the core message, you know what I'm saying? Anime equals initiation hidden in plain sight. Naruto was an alchemist with chakra. The show was a spiritual training disguised as entertainment. And that, for lack of better terms, is damn near 95% of these shows, animes, commercials, movies. They're literal truths disguised as entertainment. And when your subconscious mind and conscious mind have been programmed to take it as such and not as messages, they're just eyes wide shut. So shadow work and identity lock. So the spiritual layer, you know, the nine tails, Kurama, the inner rage. Something that was so interesting about this aspect of the show is how Naruto had to literally conquer and come to terms and work with his inner demon. A lot of us have anger, a lot of us have rage, a lot of us have these things inside of us, but we suppress it, we let it take over ourselves, and it consumes us, for like a lack of better terms. So this is where Naruto transitioned from and transcended from just believing it and embodying and mastering and becoming the true sovereign that he became.
Believe it!
Sasuke, the shadow self, the part of him that doubted him, rebelled, and wanted revenge. The villagers' hate, projected shame. Naruto integrated all of it. He didn't suppress the rage. He made peace with it and amplified with it. If you watch Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, beast. You know what I'm saying? He didn't run from the shadow. He befriended it. That's not character development. That's real shadow work. People are like, what shadow work? What shadow work? Look at the Naruto character development. That's literally shadow work. But people try to make it this big old, like, I don't even know. Metaphysical key. Naruto wasn't chasing a goal. He was anchoring an identity until reality snapped to match it. Okay? Coronation, the final file update. When Naruto finally became Hokage, it was not a shock. It was not a surprise. It's the file he began running since episode 1. When Naruto became Hokage, it was no surprise. It was the file he was running since so think about that, right? I think I just said it earlier. What file, what program, what code, what phrase, what feeling, what are you constantly running in your head? I'm hopeless, or I'm powerful. I'm fearful, or I'm loved. I'm empowered, or I'm weak. I'm fearful, or I have courage. Ask yourself these questions. Really, sit back and ask yourself these questions. Finally encoded in the 3D, so the 3D just caught up to it. And that's all it does. It can't be that simple. Okay. That's like arguing. I'm not even gonna go there. Let's keep it. Really think about that. He kept and said that phrase code since the first episode, and then it materialized. Okay. The world didn't crown him. It updated the code he embedded. The Hokage hat was just a costume. The identity was already, the identity had already lived inside of him for years. And like, that's just the sweet, epic realization of it. It's like, if you're feeling these things, if you know there's more to life to you, like if you know and have a deeper knowing, like it's for a reason. Naruto said he was Hokage as a jit for a reason. He was not just yapping. But to the average person, they probably thought it was yapping until it happened. Like Gunna said, he was him all alone. But let's get into it, man. Apply this to your life. Become your own Hokage. So this is a ritual protocol. Choose your identity. Who are you becoming before anyone agrees? Who are you becoming before anyone agrees? Create your anchor phrase. Something repeatable that your cells can digest. It does not have to be some big old complex thing. And the simpler, the better. The more you can say it quickly and say it without even, that's the best. It's already mine. Let's say your name is Bonnie. It's already mine. Bonnie lives. I am the timeline. Repeat it in every state, high or low, alone or celebrated, until the subconscious stops questioning it. You know you're on the right trajectory when you stop questioning, when you stop asking how, and when you stop trying to look for evidence and see what time, because now you're in the moment, right? In the present right now, which is all we have is the present right now. And once you can remain there, collapse the delay. Do not wait for proof. Train yourself to feel the end right now. The end as in you are who you are, but feel it right now. That's it. The difference between fiction and reality is repetition. Naruto became Hokage because he refused to live as anything else or what anyone thought of him to be. You do not need permission. You just need alignment. Manifestation really is just transformation. I say it all the time. Believe it. For real.
Believe it.
They told you it was just a catchphrase, but Naruto was casting a spell, a declaration, a blueprint, a reminder. That's your next level. Start with the decision and the courage to say out loud until the world has no choice but to echo it. The world will mirror what you persistently assume to be true. Naruto was not pretending. He was living in the end. Believe it. Got cold. Naruto was him all along. And it's just so beautiful and it's just so epic because there we have it, a show, a cartoon show, showing proof that the law of assumption is true. And if you're not into that, look up real life examples of people. So thank you guys so much for joining. I had a lot of fun and I know you guys enjoyed this one and expect these. And we're going to go even deeper than surface level stuff like this. Like we're going to tap into a lot of deeper stuff that anime has shown and has proved. So thank you so much. All my links will be left below. As mentioned in other previous videos, we are becoming a multicultural platform. So for those who don't know or do know, if you speak Mandarin or if you speak Espanol, please contact and email me. If you're serious, we're going to start branching out in different languages. So without further ado, we out. Yeah.